Hello folks, Richard Durazo here with your musical Who Was and How To's, and in this episode I'm going to show you how to sweep pick. Now I like to start out by getting some inspiration from guitarists who sweep pick. I'm going to talk a little bit about how the technique works, and then I'm going to give you a quick exercise to work at home. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so our first example of sweep picking is going to come from one of my favorite guitarists outside of my usual genre. Let's watch Marty Friedman and the sweep picking section for Tornado of Souls. Here we go. Example number 2. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a big Chet Atkins fan, so let's watch him actually use sweep picking in action as well. Now, if you got one takeaway between Marty Friedman and Chet Atkins, it's that sweep picking can be used in any genre. It doesn't matter if you're heavy metal, or if you're jazz, or if you're odd country, or if you're psychedelic rock. People have been using sweep picking for years. 1950s, we have jazz players like Chet Atkins. Well, he's kind of a country player. We have Les Paul. In the 80s, we had a lot of like heavy metal, hair metal, arena metal guys sweep picking like crazy. We got Yngwie Malmsteen. We got Marty Friedman. It doesn't need to sit in just one genre. If you want to learn sweep picking, you could throw it in. Now, the next point of interest, point number 2, their sweep picking passages are never too long. They kind of just throw it in, and then everybody's like, wow. If you listen to the Chet Atkins thing, you could hear Jerry Reed laughing a little. And Marty Friedman, right after that solo, you hear somebody in the crowd, woo, because it's just so amazing. Now, you don't want to overuse this technique, but it's basically just playing your arpeggios, pretty much 1 note per string or 2 notes per string. And I will show you what I mean right now. Now then, this is a 3-note sweeping exercise. We're going to imagine our D chord, but you want to bar the first actual finger across the 2nd fret. And then add your 2nd finger to the 3rd fret. Now, if we take our pinky finger and pull it off of the 5th fret, you are now doing a 3-note sweep for the D chord. That is a D arpeggio. If you are imagining your right hand, we want to be as efficient as possible. So first thing I'm doing is hitting it up, and then I'm pulling off from the 5th to the 2nd. Then I'm going up to the B string, just grazing it, and then I'm going down, G, B, D. So up, up, down, 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 up, up, down, down, down. And then you just slowly pick up speed as you're doing that. Now, if I'm playing a D, and you can do that with any chord. It doesn't have to be D. Say I'm doing something like A. Now, your A, if you imagine your D chord, you move it all the way up to 9, 10, 9, and then you hammer on the 12. That is now an A arpeggio. These are your basic major arpeggios. If you want to get into the habit of sweeping, you should work on your efficiency before you worry about learning all of the patterns. So basically, sweep picking 101. All I'm doing is taking my D position, and then you move it up 1 fret. It sounds really cool. It's really fun to practice. You want to see how far you can go, but you have to make sure you're keeping a steady pace. So start with just like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have a metronome, now is a great time to use a metronome to practice this. It is one of the essential things, especially when you're working with such a technical, actual guitar technique. It doesn't matter if you can play fast if you're not playing the notes right. Now, once again, just take your D, add your pinky, and you have your sweeping arpeggio. if you imagine a C chord, that is a 5-note sweep. Like I did at the intro of this video. 5-note sweep. Well, actually, I started with a 3-note. And then I went to a 5. Well, I started with a 3-string and then I went to a 5-string. So a lot of those really cool guitarists are just doing something along these lines. Now, this was a major sweeping pattern. A minor sweeping pattern is a little different. If you would like to see more videos on sweep picking, leave a comment. My name is Richard Durazo with your musical Who Was and How To's, and this was an introduction to sweep picking. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you all again soon. If you like this video, just hit like. If you'd like to see more videos, there should be some popping up here. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon.